Let's move on to talking about Pan, Go, and Grandpa Gohan. I have seen a lot of people going like, what is this? Like, when did these two people ever meet? Pro tip, they never did. My assumption of why these two units are on one card is because they are the two characters in the series that are part of Goku's family that have faced Goku as a Great Ape. With Great Ape being a werewolf-style transformation in the Dragon Ball world, that means that we are getting werewolf hunters for Halloween. Make a little sense? A little more sense?
Yeah, I never thought of that until you said it earlier.
You know, so that's my assumption on why this card is the way it is. Also, if you are a student of the truth, you will look at that leader skill and you'll go, hey, that looks like they're going to easy A. Because I guarantee you, the second I watch the truth video about this, he's going to look at that leader skill and he's going to say, these guys are going to easy A. So the reason I say that is because the category key plus 2 stats 30 thing, that's kind of what we had with the Goku, Oob, and Hercule that came out, and then they awakened, and then they got easy A's. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, I'm saying that it could happen. What do you guys think?
I mean, easier for this unit, sorry.
Yeah, for the Grandpa Gohan and Pan.
I mean, going from what you said earlier, I mean, if it's matching everything, like, I feel like it's a high probability. I mean, what else have they been giving us? But I guess they haven't done easy A for really any of the Halloween units, right?
Yeah, they haven't done a single easy A for any of them yet.
I think they're more inclined to give us a easy A area for a lot of units versus like just throwing easy A's, because I mean, to them it's probably a lot easier just to do the areas, and those area units aren't going to be as strong or as powerful as the actual easy A. So I do agree. That's probably see what they'll do.
So going off of that, JMO, do you think it would be possible to see after like these guys come out, maybe closer to Halloween, an easy area for these specific quote-unquote Halloween units?
Honestly, yes and no. I don't know why, but I feel like if they're gonna give us an easy A area, it's just gonna be this unit specifically. I don't see them going to the extent of easy-ing like the Go tanks. Like, granted, he could use it, and I don't think many people would care if he got one regardless, but it just doesn't make sense for me. It just first and foremost, this unit's already weird enough. Like this Gohan and Pan. And then it's
right.
Be the point of them easy-aing this unit and then say, you know what, we're gonna give an easy area to Go tanks.
Well, I mean, it would be at this point. This is the fourth one, so I'm talking about like would they give an easy A area, you know, an easy area to all four of the units, the Candy Vegito, the Ghost tanks.
They don't seem that generous, to be honest.
Great Saiyaman Trunks that we got last year.
I think the Great Saiyaman Trunks is like the only one that would fall into that category as one that they would give an easy A to, because I feel like I don't see them doing that for Candy Vegeta.
Dude, Candy Vegito would be so awesome. He's already pretty awesome the way he is right now.
I mean, like, I know they like making old units like that more busted than they were when they first came out, because everyone was hyped over Candy Vegito. I don't see him getting one.
All right, that's fair.
Maybe not this year, but if they awaken 2, because I feel like they're not going to give us one that's going to hold all. They're not going to shove all 4 units into one event.
Right.
I feel like if that's why I say it could be a possibility where we would get this easy and maybe Trunks, and then next Halloween we might be able to see the Majin Buu Saga versions get their easy A's, which would be the Candy Vegeta and the Gotenks.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like maybe they're just going to separate it by that alone. But I'm not too sure. This is my prediction.
Right on. We'll see how good of a prognosticator you are.
I've never been right about one thing in my life in this game except the card art.
All right. So with them coming in as a Kamehameha subcategory lead, or category sub lead, I should say, if they do awaken an easy A and all that fun stuff, most likely their secondary is just going to be some sort of like strength, like 50%, like strength key 3, 50% or something like that. But they've thrown curveballs at us before. Again, we don't know if there is going to be an easy A. I suspect that there will be for this unit. Whether or not it will include other ones, I don't know. Mark, what do you think about that?
Like if there'd be other units that get EVAs.
Yeah, like the ones that we were talking about with JMO. Do you think those 4?
I think having all those at once may be too much for one time, so I do agree maybe only a couple would get it. I would love to have the Vegito because I have had him on certain events that like he came in clutch with a lot of the dodging and stuff, but it's like he may be the only one. I do kind of agree with that, where I think that I would want him to get easy aid, but I do agree that I think the Trunks came more clutch with it, even like the Legendary Goku event with the defense stacking and all that, but technically Vegito does that too, so I want to see it, but I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest. I think it's just going to be this unit, personally.
Right on.
There's too many easy A's that happen all at once. I don't think they're going to do like 5 different like easy A areas.
Mm. No, I see it. I mean, I'm not saying that they're going to get all 4 of them at the same time, but I mean, I can see them doing it as oh my god, we have been so terrible on content lately. Like
here's some good easy A.
Like you haven't had a traditional easy A since June. Have 4 more Extreme Z area characters.
Yeah, no,
that's exactly what I see happening.
Don't even remind me of the fact that we haven't gotten an actual Extreme Z battle, dude. I'm tired of the areas. They're so fucking boring, and they're not that boring. Like, sure, they're making certain free-to-play cards better than what they were when they first released them, but like, my god, man, you get like what, a total of 5 stones out of that entire ordeal?
Yeah. Plus we're so far behind from JP, right? So I mean,
it just feels like such a scam. It's like, yeah, we know we're gonna do this. Like, I get it if it's for the free-to-play aspect, but like, there's so many good free-to-play units that you don't need to start easying every single one of them. Like, granted, it gives us things to do because they've been dry, but I don't understand why they can't just release a genuine easy A or Extreme Z battle, rather.
I understand why they would put more free-to-play units getting awakenings than pay-to-play units, simply for retention. Like, you give us stuff that everybody in the game can have access to, everybody in the game can play with, and it puts people in the game for a little bit longer. Maybe it's only for one day because easy areas are easy and you can blow through them in an hour or 2.
Right.
But, I mean, it does put eyes back on the game. And I think that in and of itself creates value for them. But it really kind of depends on what they're using content-wise to back it up.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Imagine if they did an easy area for like all the free teams. Like imagine like the Bardock team, like the free-to-play Bardock team, or the Ginyu Force team or something. Just to get like a full like easy A team. It'd be pretty interesting though.
That to me though is something that they could stick in just to one Extreme Z area, where you would do obviously the 20 stamina, you would take the left or right path, and they would drop a medal for every single version.
Right, so you do it all the time.
Because I don't think they'd separate it by 5 different areas. Because then you'd also have to factor they might even easy A the LR Bardock as well.
Yeah, but what if they use the same medals, but they don't give you 1 per unit, but it's the same medals, maybe,
Yeah, that could also be another thing.
But it's possible they may do that because it keeps you playing the game, right? Because you have these like 5 or 6 units you're trying to easy A still, Stamina cost, longevity,
And then I do see in chat there are people putting in suggestions for Halloween style units. Like somebody, Dragonson said Garlic Jr. for Halloween. Heat Boy's talking about free-to-play Joint Forces Hellfighter 17 and Normal 17. That would be pretty cool. Let's see here. How would you think of this Joint Forces Hellfighter 17 and Normal 17? When hit point is below after 5 turns, they transform into Super 17. If they're below 50% health, they put it on their shield mode, and it reduces damage by 50%. As a free-to-play player, or as a free-to-play character, I think that would be amazing. that would be a powerful free-to-play character. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah, if reduce damage 50%, I mean, yeah.
I wish that they gave a counterattack to Super 17, like the AGL summonable one that we had, where like, you know how in his actual event he absorb key and regen hell? I wish there was a counterattack for us to have that. But it would be just more at a super low chance for it to happen, just so it wasn't overused. Like, that would have been actually really cool for his kid.
You saying like if a enemy used like an energy-based attack,
Yeah,
like
if they got,
it?
like if they were to super you, like for example, like how Cooler has more of a rush attack than a electrical attack or like an energy attack,
Right.
where 17 had a percentage to counter and absorb that as HP.
Yeah,
Like how
cool.
it works in the event. That would be cool, but we didn't get that for Super 17.
No, but I do want his EZA though, because he's pretty baller, especially with defense.
Yeah. I just hope that we get new GT units. Like Super 17 needs another one. Gogeta, like aren't those like the only two that only have like one unit this entire game? Like
Yeah.
those two specifically. Like it would be so nice to see them get. Well, actually, you have the free to play, or not the free to play. You have the SR ones, right?
Yeah, there is a free to play 17 Super 17. Isn't there?
A free to play Super 17?
Super
I don't think
17,
he's
but
free to
isn't
play.
Yeah, it's the SR ones, right?
Yeah, they got the
they're
two
kinda
different
weakened.
versions. I think it's a physical and a tech
And-
SSR or SR that awakened to SSR, and then that's a 17 when they
That's what I
awaken.
meant. Yeah, that one. I used to feed him into my 17. Very tedious.
Tech and physical. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Thanks,
mean,
Test.
they probably need to do some more Shadow Dragons. I mean, we just got the awakening for the Int Shadow Dragon girl, whatever her name is.
Oceanus.
Yeah, she's amazing. We just got what a physical launch, right? Easy, not easy. Awakening.
Yep, her awakening's good too.
Yep. And I think in general, we just need more Shadow Dragon units because I mean, there's so much potential there because there's at least 7 units you can pull
Yeah.
out.
There's 7 Shadow Dragons. They could just give us a free-to-play team.
I mean, yeah, but they can also do like we saw Nova Shinron. Obviously, we got his ECA, but the Ice one.
Yeah,
why not?
there's one that
Free-to-play
exists.
unit.
He is free to play. I know
He's
he
trash.
is. Right, but yeah, he may deserve like just a summonal SSR. It's like just on like a banner somewhere,
Yeah, that would be cool. I
Yeah.
mean, but they would actually have to give some attention to GT. Oh wait, they are doing that now.
They are. So GT has its moments, okay? I want to say the only 2 things I enjoy from GT. I love when I was younger, I liked GT, but I'm just saying like nowadays it's not as good. But Super Saiyan 4 units and the intro song are the 2 best things.
I still argue that if you shave off the first 16 episodes, just cut
Okay,
them
yes.
right off. Okay, you take like the first half of the first episode so you understand why Goku's a kid. You cut the next 15 episodes out. And it's like, okay, we're leaving Earth. Okay, we're going to the place where the Dragon Balls are. Go, boom. Okay, we're there. You cut all that crap out of there, all that stupid stuff where they tried to make it like Dragon Ball, like original Dragon Ball. Like seriously, plot point copying, monster who's faking power, terrorizing city, wants girl. One of the characters has to dress up like a girl, even though there's a girl in the party. Like, shot for shot, the way they met Oolong versus the way they dealt with that catfish thing on the alien planet,
Right.
exactly the same thing.
Goku dressed up like a girl, right? Yeah.
Yeah, except for this time it was Trunks.
Trunks, yeah, and
Yeah, they made Trunks.
So-
Yep, they had Bulma the first time around, they had Pan the second time around. Nope, got to make the guys cross dress for comedy.
Yeah, I mean that's what it was though. They tried to go back to the whole roots of Dragon Ball,
Yeah.
like, make it like right. I mean that's what they said. I mean, and of course Akira Toriyama didn't. He designed some of the units, some of the characters, but he didn't really have anything to do with the story.
Nope, not at all.
All Toei.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And for those of
Off
you in
topic.
chat who have said you've never watched GT, it is worth it to go back and watch it. I mean,
It
some of
is
it is
on
bad,
Hulu.
but just to understand some of it was really good. There were some really good parts of GT that would have been fantastic if they would have expanded on it.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, if they did that, GT already for me is better than Super in so many aspects.
Dude,
but,
I can't
I-
disagree with you.
like it's not necessarily the bad story because Akira had nothing to do with GT. it was like you said, the beginning part being way too much like Dragon Ball. Once Super 17 Baby and the Shadow Dragons came up, that started to feel more like Dragon Ball Z if they had just continued with a different storyline than what they do with Dragon Ball Heroes now. And to me, GT had more consistent writing in those arcs than Super had in a good portion of what they did.
I will agree with you that their writing was consistent in GT, consistently keeping everybody but Goku down.
Yeah.
But then again, that's what they're doing in Super.
Yeah.
It is called Dragon Ball Goku time, right?
Right. But no, I mean, I enjoy the show for what it was at the time, and comparing GT to Super, there are things that both shows have done well and both shows have completely shit the bed with.
Yeah.
But I still say everything Dragon Ball, everything officially Dragon Ball, is worth watching.
I agree.
So,
I don't know. I'm like I said, unpopular opinion. I just didn't really care for Super.
No,
Like,
you're actually not as unpopular an opinion as you think. There's a lot of
it-
people out there who like GT over Super.
And you gotta think
Like-
about Super is that they do all nostalgia stuff, right? GT didn't come out far after Z did, at least in Japan. But Super, like, you know, what is it, like 20, 30 years later, whatever, how much time went by, like, it's all trying to, like, get the nostalgia of people to come back and stuff. And
I'll
you
pull
know.
the real fan card. If you were ever a true fan of Dragon Ball Z, you would have just watched it anyways.
Yeah,
that'll be my sad poor
I did.
excuse to just watch Dragon Ball Super. Because like, honestly, I feel like those people who watched it back then, like it honestly for me, I watched it on Toonami back when I was a kid, and I've always followed Dragon Ball stuff since then. Like I've played every Dragon Ball Z game that ever existed in this world.
Mhm.
And granted that I saw GT and I was like, okay, there's no Dragon Ball things, but there was stuff to do. Like I actively played Dragon Ball Z Raging Blast 2, like everything that was out for the PS3. Granted, I've played very little fighters. I haven't played Kakarot, so I guess I can't say I've played every game. But like, I've indulged myself around Dragon Ball throughout most of my life. That when Super came out, I only decided to watch it because I was like, well, I'm a Dragon Ball fan, right? So I'm happy that it's coming out, and it just did not live up to my expectations. Which is
I can see
just
that.
the really unfortunate part. Like everyone's like, oh, dude, Goku Black arc is the best arc, and I'm like, it's actually the worst, to be honest. Like they had it was like for example, it was like what Alex said with GT. If they had legitimately just like had been more consistent, they screwed the ending of the Goku Black arc so much that if they just kept going with where it was, I think in the manga it's completely different. If they had just gone with the manga's version, it would have been so much better. I hate that they resorted to like Goku be like, oh hey, I have the button, let me call Zeno. It's like it's so the opportunities were missed so hard there.
But
They
the funny
literally
part,
gave
We wouldn't
Goku
have gotten
an
the
easy
tournament
button.
power either.
the funny part is we knew that was going to happen. Like, he has the button for a reason. It was like
Yeah.
foreshadowing what was going to happen, you know? Why was he given that button if he's not going to use it?
I just didn't care for the idea of the fact that he had complete. Well, I mean, it's like it's Goku, like, 'cause he's just like, hey, I didn't even realize I had this thing, and it's like, okay, well, that's
Yeah.
Goku, but
And then he forgets the friggin' Mafuba seal. Like,
Okay.
come on, bro.
So my biggest issue with Goku's characterization in Super is the fact that Goku is not an idiot. Goku is a simple countryman. He's a hick, but he's not an idiot.
Right. Especially to fighting. 100%.
You know.
and
And
they just made him off to be a complete moron.
right, a forgetful, careless, doesn't give a shit about anything but who he's going to throw his next punch at character, and that's not Goku. That's like the Team 4-star interpretation of Goku. It's like I feel like the people who are making Super don't know the product.
Yeah.
So
Have you guys been keeping up with the manga?
I have not touched the manga. I nothing against it. It's just I don't know. Dragon Ball for me is an animated show, and that's how I want to consume it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you knew about like what's happening in the moral
Oh,
or
I'm aware of the big stink
WTF. Yeah.
that's going on right now. I'm aware
Okay.
of why
Okay,
why
know
it's
that.
the way it is. But we're also at the tail end of a 2.5 year long arc in the manga, so they just need to wrap this up.
Right.
So
My main concern, though, if they do an anime form of it, usually in the time slot, it's like what early Japan time, right? Usually it airs like early in the morning.
Yeah.
If they're gonna make it as like brutal as the manga is showing it, then I don't know if it would be at the time, you know?
They won't.
Like Moro like literally like impales people with his hands and stuff, you know. So it's more like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna do it.
If my understanding is correct, when Dragon Ball Z originally aired in Japan, it was a primetime show. So they were able to get away with more violence and whatnot.
Right.
Currently, Super is airing in a very child-friendly Sunday morning time slot.
Yep.
So don't expect to see... Well, I shouldn't say don't expect to see Goku impaled by Moro, but I would say don't expect to see like blood and like extreme violence. You might get the hand through the chest, but there's not going to be blood dripping off of it, you know, like when Piccolo ripped off his arm during Dragon Ball or whatever, or when you saw the bleeding gaping hole in Goku's chest at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z. That stuff's not going to happen.
The 4th episode in, like
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's gonna be my only concern if they bring it back. It's gonna be like they're not gonna do justice to like what should be seen, but they'll get the overall gist of the story, you know. But yeah.
Absolutely.
What is up, my dudes? If you like this clip, be sure to check out the full episode down below in the description. Also in the description below, you can find all of our panelists on Twitch, YouTube, and various social media. Be sure to like and subscribe and ring that bell so that you know when the GGP puts up some freshly squeezed content.